Hello and welcome to the show. We find ourselves here at Le Mans again. Bit surprising, really. I'm not a huge fan of Le Mans, but yes, we're here. We've been here many times over the last few weeks. However, yes, I am driving a Ford GT40, the Mark II, one of my favourite race cars and probably one of the most iconic race cars of all time. Just having a look. Look, there's a Danish flag. And there's, oh look, a Welsh flag. I did not see that before. There is a Welsh flag here.
You've seen a Danish flag and a Welsh flag. Where's the Welsh flag? I can't see the Welsh flag.
If I'd actually noticed that while I was doing the filming for this, I would have focused on it a bit more. That's the most interesting thing in this video so far, is we've found a Welsh flag at Le Mans. Anyway, yes, you're appearing now in a very noisy Ferrari and completely missed your braking part.
It's an old car. I'm used to driving modern cars with goodish brakes.
That is true.
Yeah, I bought a Ferrari 330 P4, and I think we can both agree on this. This is one of the best looking cars ever made.
It is a very good looking car. I have to say the GT40 is also pretty good looking. These are both great looking historical race cars. Now, we are here to settle one of the oldest, I guess, rivalries in motorsport, and that is the Ford GT40 versus the Ferrari 330 P4 at Le Mans. And to settle this, we are going to do a 3-lap race of the track. Now, I was amazed at actually off the line the GT40 got a little bit better launch, which surprised me considering the length of the first gearing here. It does about 100 miles an hour in first, which is stupid, insane, and sort of quite crazy.
It's only got 4 gears, isn't it?
It has, yeah. It's only got 4 gears, and the first gear is incredibly long, which makes it kind of sluggish off the line. So I'm not surprised you're going in front. You nearly take me off there.
We had a bit of a moment. I sort of wasn't used to the power delivery.
Yeah,
and it went a bit funny.
That was nearly, what was that, £10.5 million worth of cars crashing? That's why we wouldn't be allowed to do this in real life, because these are 2 incredibly rare and incredibly expensive race cars. And there's a little bit of good battling going on
about
here.
4. Yeah, there is. I think there's. I found on the grass. I missed my braking point. I think there's only 4 of these of the P4s now. And I think only 2 of them have the original V12 engines in. I think that's right. I'm not entirely sure. It might not be.
Yeah,
but yeah, these are 2 incredibly rare cars.
Insanely rare cars. However, we got onto the straight. This is the first lap, and the Ferrari is just gone. There is utterly nothing I can do about it in my Ford. The Ford is a very quick car, but your Ferrari is so much faster.
It's quicker, I think. It's weird. I think the only problem is the fact that because yours has only 4 gears and mine has 5, I'm able to have a lot shorter gears than you. So hence why I can get better acceleration and actually get up to my top speed quicker. You're not dropping behind that much. No, but you still are dropping behind. But
yeah, it's really quite hard racing your Ferrari when the minute you get on a straight, and let's face it, Le Mans has 2 huge straights. In fact, it has quite a lot of straights. I don't know, there was some weird laggy bouncy stuff through there. So yes, the Ferrari kind of did a bit of a wheelie. And yeah, we can see there you were a little bit close to the wall there in a very expensive car.
It's fine. I'm a good driver, it's alright.
Yeah, as again,
this wasn't a good driving, to be honest. This bit here,
that wasn't the greatest.
I had a bit of a moment here.
the Ford is sort of struggling to keep up. And then, yeah, as we go back a bit further into the race, the Ford it's a lovely car to drive. I have to say, I really did enjoy driving this car. Actually, we're going to talk a bit of history now. I will try and be as accurate as we can with this. Basically, Henry Ford, I can't remember if it was Henry Ford Jr. or whoever, wanted to buy Ferrari. I think Ferrari was actually offering to sell, and Ford made a number of offers, fairly reasonable offers as well, and at the last minute Enzo Ferrari turned them down, and that annoyed Ford quite a lot. So he set about building a car to beat Ferrari at Le Mans, and the GT40 was what he came up with. This is the Mark II, the one we have driven here. There was a Mark I and a Mark IV that were raced and all won Le Mans, and a Mark III that was road going. I think I've got that right, it's a bit complicated. But yes, the Ford GT40 won Le Mans 4 times in a row. It won in 1966 with a Mark II, like this one, and it won, for the next 3 years after that. Which, that would have annoyed Ferrari quite a lot, I would have imagined. However, on the basis of what we're seeing here, I wouldn't say I'm struggling to see why. The Ford is a much nicer handling car, I would say. But on the basis of this little race we're having here, it would have been quite a feat for the drivers of the GT40s to beat those 330 P4s, as I've completely gone off the track. I don't know where I was going.
I think we can sort of say that the driver's skill came into it a little bit.
Yeah, there's also, of course, the question of reliability. Did the Ferraris break down, have accidents? I'm not a huge Le Mans sort of person. I don't know a huge amount about it. So yeah, if the Ferraris broke down or were unreliable, and I think they were probably trickier to drive. And over 24 hours, you want an easier car to drive.
The Ferraris, they did have quite a lot of success in the 1967 24 Hours of Daytona for when they finished. I think.
No, come back! Come back!
Oh. Yeah, I've gone. But yeah, I think they crossed the finish line pretty damn close, and they won it. I think the 24 Hours of Daytona, which sort of made up for their humiliation in the Le Mans.
Now, because we are different drivers, we are slightly different skill levels, I have to say we are fairly close. To give you a real sort of sense of how quick these two cars are compared to each other, we handed them over to the Stig, and this is the lap of the Top Gear test track. Now, admittedly, this is a slightly different track to what these cars are accustomed to. Le Mans is very, very long and much, much faster than the Top Gear test track. However, it should be quite interesting to see how these two compare. The Ford makes a lot of noise. I'm not sure you're going to hear the Ferrari much over the sound of that incredible engine. I think what do we name the Ford? It's second best sounding car. I think, in our opinion,
I think it was. It was a very nice sounding car.
Such a nice sounding car. But anyway, they are both. Hopefully, I've synced these up quite well as well. You can see they're coming up towards the hammerhead. They are quite close. The Ferrari is a little bit ahead. Take some cones with it. They are very, very quite close around this sort of track. The Ford, I would like to point out here, in the entirety of this lap, the Stig never got the Ford out of second gear. That is how long the gear ratios are in the GT40. That's mental. I think the only car that's even sort of got near that is a Nissan Skyline we had that only used 3 out of its 5 gears. But yeah, the GT40 only got to second. I mean, it's still doing 130 by the end of that straight down there, which is quite impressive. I guess there we go. That is the two cars, and they are nearly finished. And there we go. They are across the line, and the Ferrari did pip the Ford. Not by much, though, I have to say. And now it is the drill where the lap times sort of fit on the leaderboard of cars. And here we go. The Ferrari are all in a group, as it happens. We have a 360 Challenger 430 and the 330 P4 are all in the high 17s. The Ford GT40, ironically, did an identical time to the Ford GT at an 18.4. I wasn't expecting
quite ironic.
That's quite impressive, actually, for a... How old is the GT40? It's I'm trying to work this out now.
50 odd years old now.
Yeah, it's quite an old. Yeah, not quite 50 years old, I think. That's quite an impressive lap time from both their cars, to be honest, considering how old they are. They are not the easiest cars in the world to drive, though. I will say that they are.
Nowhere near the easiest.
They are good fun. So there we go. Sadly, the Ford GT40 was sort of beaten on Forza anyway by the 330 P4. But that is it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. As ever, if you have challenges you'd like to see us do, please do leave them in the comment section and we shall pick our favourites. However, until next time, goodbye.